let's take a moment for a little bit of Roseanne Roulette. Now, Roseanne has been missing for a little bit. She was all in with Q, and then everything fell apart. And thank you, Robert, for the 666. The super chat did go through. Thank you very much. Don't forget, you can help us buy 666 Fifth Avenue by super chatting $6.66 or any denomination therein. You know, obviously, if you want to give $660,000 because you're, one of our whales from Saudi Arabia that watches the stream. I don't know. I always hear about those folks on Twitch, and they never happen. But this dude, is he her adopted son? That whole thing. Thanks, G. Clayton. Am I wrong? Is he that dude? I don't know. We will find out. Bishop Larry Gators, which just sounds like a character on SNL in the 70s. FBI. Are you? Let's see. Are you aware that Facebook is pausing your broadcast to run commercials? Sony, RAM, Amazon Prime Video only good if you're. Yes. I qualified for ads on there, and so it automatically. I checked that box a long time ago, so I apologize if it's annoying, but yeah, it benefits the show. So thank you for bringing that up. Okay, I don't know if Bishop Larry Gators. Maybe you guys can find out. But this is a needle drop. I don't know what Roseanne is talking about at this point. But yes, it is Bill Cosby. No, quit. All right.
You're not lying. You are not lying. And I want to take a break for 1 second to go. He's not lying when he's.
Well, it's good. I'm glad he's not lying. We picked a good moment to drop in.
Says they are witches. He's not lying.
Who are witches?
And like Beyonce, she's talking about black is king. No, God is king. Beyonce's a witch too. Oprah Winfrey, all witches.
I know they are. I used to be in that group of them. Well, I didn't want to be.
Yeah, I always thought of it as Beyonce, Roseanne, and Oprah. Were you in their coven? What?
But
yes,
once I start getting famous, then they start inviting me and this and that. And then once I saw what they were doing, I was like, I would have a different way of saying it than what like you have had. But I would say like, hey man, I'm a Jew.
Yeah, that's when they're passing around on the witch bong. Hey man, I'm a Jew. I have to know. I have to believe that there's some context in this.
That's right.
And it's right. It's true.
That's right.
Like I'm a Jew. I read the Torah and stuff. I'm not your kind of Jew. I don't do that stuff. I read the Torah and stuff.
That's right.
I'm not whatever it is you're doing. I'm not that because.
Because why?
I'm not that. I think.
No, you're obviously not that. Whatever that is. What are they doing? What thing are you fucking talking about? Roseanne, please tell us that there was a party going on, and they were just like Madonna was there, and she was putting Kabbalah bracelets on everybody, and they were all, bonging up out of a fucking skull of Baphomet or something. What?
There's rules and stuff.
Oh,
they're what?
I'm not that. I think there's rules and stuff.
Oh my!
I try to make things better, not worse.
Exactly.
I try to bring
Since when?
people together, not divide them.
Oh, this is the new Roseanne Barr then.
I try to get them to love on each other, not hate each other.
Yeah, want people to love on each other, not hate under each other. Wait, who's that?
See, I'm not like you. I'm not like you. I try to do right. See, I'm not like you.
Yeah.
Right.
I try to get paid for my work, not steal other people's work. See, I'm not like you.
Wait, sorry. Oprah and Beyonce are plagiarist witches.
Thank you.
See, I believe there's right and wrong. See, I'm not like you.
Right.
But you know what? I have no ass. That's what used to piss me off. But you know what?
I have no ass. That's what it is. That's, yeah. Obviously, a big ass is Satan's workshop. What?
But you're right. I don't have an ass. And I don't have a thin waist. So I'm not worth shit in your world because you know what?
When the fuck when did Oprah ever have a thin waist and a big ass? What is this? What is she talking about?
assless in an ass-based fucking society, okay? Your world, because you know what? I'm assless in an ass-based fucking society, okay?
Sure. All right. I know how you feel. Assless in an ass-based society. How? I don't know what's happening here.
I'll admit it. I'm assless in an ass-based economy.
Assless in an ass-based economy. This might be a good bit for Roseanne, actually. I don't know how it. Well, it will get to satanic cabal of. I didn't know that adrenochrome gave you a thin waist and a big ass.
So I have no fucking value to you, but I am not like you.
What do you mean you have no value to you? You had a hit show. That was your value. And if you were thin with a big ass, you would have never had the show, Roseanne.
You see? Because like I'm a Jew and I read the Torah and I have Shabbat, so I'm not like you.
Yeah, definitely not. He's lost right now. He's not quite sure what the fuck she's talking about.
I don't want to be hurting people and shit. I don't want power that I don't earn. I don't want nothing to do with power that I don't earn that isn't God blessed. That God didn't send me or give me. I don't want nothing to do with it. See, I'm not like you. See, I'm not like you. You know, that's just.
And she's talking to, theoretically, Oprah right now.
That's what I feel like.
Or perhaps Dr. Phil. I might be wrong.
Saying, I start preaching too. Because I'm like, this is the end of the world, and you know it. It's the end of the world, and I can't even get centered on this camera. I don't even know which way to go to get myself on camera. I went to the wrong area.
Stage right.
There I am. Oh. But it is the end of the world. It's the end of the world because of people's stupidity, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick.
Wow. Good needle drop. Well, I mean, obviously, I have to say, I slightly side with Roseanne in this. Any economy that's based on ass is gonna, it's just headed for deficit.
I'm sorry.
Yes. Stupid.
That's why I haven't been able to do any interviews because I get too mad. I'm too mad. And you know, God is talking right to me, and I'm like, give me a break. Give me a break. Have some mercy on me, Lord. Have some mercy on me. I can't do it. You got to go get somebody else. I cannot keep my temper as you want me to, so go get somebody else.
Yes.
And he told me, you know what God told me? He said, I want, Roseanne, calm down because I have a mission for you. I said, what is it, Lord? You know I'll do it. If I have proved that to you by now, even if it gets me fired and in trouble, you know I'll do it if you put it rightly to me. You've seen that. So he says, yes, Roseanne, I do. I have.
Apparently, God's mission for Roseanne is no longer to bring joy to millions of people by making jokes about the simple things that bind us all together, which is what sitcoms in their purest form do. It's not to do that. No. It's about to yell about vaccines and Trump on the internet.
I have something I want you to do. I want you to tell people.
Stop playing with yourself. It is God.
That I am mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Why would God need you to say that? Honest, seriously.
That's
you tell them, Roseanne, that's what I have to say to them right now. And if they can't figure out why, at least tune in to what? See what is happening right in front of your eyes.
Right.
And Roseanne will then
what is it?
Explain it, as will Dr. Bishop Larry.
Yeah, he's not a doctor. He's a bishop.
Yes, why? But get into the what. See
The
what is
wideness.
happening.
Yeah, what is happening? Besides, I mean, jobs coming back and the economy, uh, you know, sputtering back to life and consumer confidence going strangely up this month, and the housing market doing very well. And in fits and starts, we're moving, past the pandemic, and obviously increasing numbers of people are getting vaccinated, except for people who watch Roseanne and Bishop Garfield or whatever his name is.
Happening right in front of your eyes right now.
Yes. Well,
See
your
what
great
is happening.
Paul Mooney, your great friend, and one of my favorite, just comedians.
Yeah.
I wish I would have
The
known.
architect. I
Yeah.
just want to give him some props right now. Because he
Yes.
was indeed the architect of words that changed
Yeah.
this culture. He single-handedly, with Richard Pryor.
Well, then not single-handedly. I would argue that Richard Pryor did all that work, but I appreciate Paul Mooney. I don't know where they're going with this.
I'm speaking as a comedian now.
Okay, good. You should probably put on perhaps bunny ears or something.
That's
with that
right.
But Paul put many of the most important words into Richard's mouth, as he did put the most important words into the mouth of Red Fox.
Yes, ma'am.
And so many other what's his name that did on the Norman Lear shows. Paul wrote all the shows that told America about race.
Yeah.
And he changed this culture along with Richard Pryor.
By the way, Paul Mooney is probably the closest thing to a critical race theorist that has ever been, floated in the entertainment zeitgeist of America. So the irony is palpable.
And
Yeah.
Paul understood as a comic, sometimes this is where I think comics and people of God are very good friends, preachers and stuff, because like Paul used to say, you just got to do it, Roseanne. You got to do it for Jesus, he'd say. And I say, I totally understand that. Sometimes you just have to do it for God,
Well, obviously. Did you yell at him and say, I'm not like you, I'm a Jew, when he said do it for Jesus? Did you get mad at him and go, I'm not like you, I'm not like you, I don't have an ass, and things like that? Did you say that to Paul Mooney when he said do it for Jesus?
You can't not say something. You cannot be silent in the face of pure evil.
Well, no, of course not. If you actually see pure evil, I would call someone. I would obviously. I mean, if it's bulk day, the trash guys will get it. But if it's in the middle of the week and it's just sitting there like an old mattress, and I'd probably get someone to take care of that. Set it on fire or lance it.
As a comic, so you got to try to come up with the right joke, and sometimes you can't.
Yeah, sometimes you can't come up with the right joke. It's almost like it's an art form that takes work.
Like, how do you do it? How do you come up with your sermons when everything's so damn ridiculous you don't have anything to say?
Yeah,
Maybe go to the Bible, pick out a verse, meditate on it, write down your thoughts, organize it into something that relates to what we're going through, say it, rinse, repeat.
we are eyewitnessing what I call the autoimmune generation, where
The autoimmune generation?
humanity has become
Humanity, which is like, not humanity, which is everybody. Humanity. You are a manatee. And if you...
allergic
That's why you don't have an ass and a small waist, because you're a manatee.
to themselves.
Humanity.
They
Wait, what?
become allergic to themselves. They have become allergic to the very throne of their own thinking.
This has got to make sense to somebody.
And that's why I absolutely love Paul Mooney, because he exposed
No problem.
the Boule Sicker Society.
He
See,
did.
the
That's what
Boule-
I was going to say. That's what
Yes.
he told me about that changed my whole world.
Yes.
I never knew anything about it. I knew about all these secret societies and this and that and the other, somewhat,
Yes.
because I was
Yeah, just for, from Ancient Aliens and the History Channel, sure.
always a conspiracy gal. And
Yes.
then you find out 10 years later, hey, That wasn't no conspiracy. That was the truth. You were just ahead of
That
the
was the truth.
rush. You were ahead of the
That's
rush hour.
yeah.
Head of the rush hour.
Yes, you see, the Boule Secret Society
The Goulet, the Robert Goulet.
is the black equivalent of Yale University Skulls and Bones. Now, the term Boule, capital
Oh, Boule. I'm sorry, Boule. Robert Boule. Yeah. Boule. Hold on. Boule Secret Society. This is so the. Let's see. Fact check. Is there a secret society of elites called the Boule? Is there a black secret society? If you've never heard of the Boule, it's by design, officially known as Sigma Pi Phi. Boule was founded in Philadelphia in 1904 by Dr. Henry McGee Minton and 5 of his colleagues. Among the group were doctors, dentists, and a pharmacist. Well, you're going to need one at least. It is the nation's first Black Greek organization. Before being exposed to the general public by various individuals in the 90s and 2000s, Boule was on par with white organizations like Skull and Bones. People knew they existed, but they couldn't really prove it. Meaning, Council of Chiefs, or Advisor of Kings in Greek, Boule was for much of its existence an elite, invitation-only secret society for black men of high regard. Members are chosen based on their professional accomplishments and community standing. It is considered the father of the Black Greek letter organizations that made up the Divine Nine: Alpha Phi Alpha, Kappa Alpha Psi. Okay, yes, I know this. Boule has kept us in this position for all these decades, says Wu to the Way. In a condition of need, when someone talented attracts the attention of powerful, they groom them to turn against their own. The temptation is overpowering, and they follow the path of least resistance. Our children need us to instill racial pride in them at an early age. In 2011, political researcher and speaker Stephen Coakley called the Boule an illegal criminal enterprise full of black complicity in the centralization of worldwide power, the New World Order. Oh, well, I mean, it's nice to see that, in the New World Order, you're seeing a little bit of diversity. In the New World Order, they often say diversity is our strength. Coakley accused the Boule of being in cahoots with the white power structure. Well, I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, it's just a volume thing. To keep wealth and power limited to a very small portion of the population. In page 28 of its first Boule history book, it noted that it wanted to be like Skull and Bones at Yale, and the Boule tend to make an aristocracy. Where is this? Until 8 or 10 years ago, we were just what we were perceived to be, Major told the Times. We don't want to appear as if we're remaining above the problems of most black people. We didn't get it solely by the din of our own hard work. We owe a lot of people, and we have to get back to our brothers and sisters. The Boule boasts some of the notable black men throughout history. They include W.E. Du Bois, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Benjamin Mays, Whitney Young, Arthur Ashe, John Lewis, Andrew Young, Ron Brown, Eric Holder. Barack Obama has to be in there. Kwesi Mufune, Herman Cain. However, Coakley and others allege Du Bois and other members of the Boule sabotaged other black leaders like Marcus Garvey, who were committed to a Pan-African agenda in hopes of maintaining the famous talented 10th Du Bois wrote about, which I am not familiar with. The importance to steal the black as an Afrocentric organization that articulated, it keeps jumping, in the black community. So the Boule, the remaking of the house, was necessary to build a group of who had an investment in protecting the system. The white system as produced by whiting having stolen this land. This is post-Reconstruction, taking away the articulate, now desire to place the organization. Okay. So the Boules, basically they were a frat, put together like all other frats, which is to make sure people who are, you can count on or on board, getting everybody around going, hey, how do we help each other out? Kind of rising tides lift all boats. Try to keep the losers out so you don't screw it up for everybody. Yeah, Eric Holder and Herman Cain. And of course, it has to be, well, it can't be Barack Obama because he's really a woman. And yeah, right, according to Roseanne.
The Boule apostrophe E, it comes.
It's not apostrophe E. It's an accent over the E. It's not an apostrophe. Unless it's Boule.
Comes from a Greek word sigma pi.
Video. Frozen screen, I'm sorry. It's moving on my end. Might have been the page I had up. That's probably what it was. The page I had up was what was doing it. Yeah, I'm saying too many bad names. I'm mentioning all these folks. I said I said some magic words that got me kicked or something. So hold on, let's try to do this real quick. If I switch pages, sometimes it will go back to normal. Sometimes. As he heads up, yeah, Roseanne's, yeah. Yes, I am doing a great interpretation of an ice sculpture of myself. Video is terrible. I'm sorry. Yes, I see the video has been freezing. I see that. I think it's the page I had open had so many things on it that it overwhelmed my computer. That's what that was. Sorry. It was because I was looking at a satanic website. Clearly. Okay.
Which means they're the gatekeepers. So if I could use a topic today of our discussion would be the Boule Secret Society, the gatekeepers of the order. What order? This Illuminati system that we're angry at, who are trying to depopulate us from 7.7 billion to under 500 million people in fulfillment of the Georgia Guidestones, which was...
Wait, the Georgia Guidestones are behind all this stuff? Good Lord.
Erected in 1981 in Elberton, Georgia. So...
Yes, we know this.
The Boule Secret Society began...
Which was formed in, decades before that.
And on the 15th of May...
How do you form a secret society organization that's part of the New World Order that is going to carry out messages that are on guidestones that haven't even been constructed yet?
In 1904, in the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the hometown of the late Kobe Bean Bryant. So the Boule...
That's I see. Yeah. You know what? I wasn't with you till Kobe was born there. That explains everything. Because they arranged that whole thing. And look, when he brought up Kobe Bryant, Roseanne has a look on her face like, oh shit, I didn't even realize.
Boules go back not just to 1904.
No, of course not. They go back to 1903, maybe June.
But go all the way back into the antiquity of the Greek Empire with Aristotle, Plato,
and all the other great black thinkers of the Boule Society.
And Socrates, where the Greek Parliament would choose families of color to protect not their own people, but to protect the very same system that has enslaved them. So,
I get it now. So the Boule Society is like the guards that protect white power, and Kobe was what?
The Boules in 1904, May 4th, 1904, was started with Rockefeller money, okay? Through 9...
Yeah, Jews. There you have it. Not her kind, though. The bad kind.
Black men who were highly educated, beginning with Dr. Henry McKee Menton and another man by the name of Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois. Now, Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois is revered, Mom, in the annals.
Yeah.
Mom, you heard that right. You can say Dr. Du Bois.
Black American history, but he was a sellout. And the reason why he was a sellout, because Dr. Du Bois, Henry McKee Menton, and several other black men in February of 1929 were hired by the federal government on the left, beginning with this devil by the name of J. Edgar Hoover, to set up a black conservative, a man by the name of Dr. Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Now, to a lot of your listeners...
Yeah, not to be confused with Fred Garvin, male prostitute.
They may or may not even heard of Dr. Garvey. Dr. Garvey was a black American patriot, Mom. He was a conservative.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
He did not. You know about him, see? And he did not depend on the federal government, Mom. What he did, he told Black America to first, and then, you know,
that was their chop, not my chop, by the way.
Depend on yourself, do for self. The Boulets, they couldn't have that. So they were contracted by J. Edgar Hoover to set up Marcus Garvey as if he was embezzling money. That was a lie. So here in New York City, he was sent to prison for a short period of time and then deported back to his home country of Jamaica. So the Boule Secret Society consists of 5,000 Black men and women here in the United States,
and obviously none in Jamaica,
throughout the Caribbean, and
then maybe perhaps in the Caribbean,
in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you need a couple of them so they know how to get their orders, because obviously the Illuminati is based in the UK. It has to have something to do with the Queen. They're
chosen out of this global crab barrel system, Mom, where the crab barrel masters, okay?
Yes, the crabsters, they're called.
Those of the Illuminati system will go into the crab barrel and choose a Barack Obama, choose a devil, someone like that.
Do the people they choose have to have crabs, or do they just get crabs hanging out with you guys? I don't.
Valerie Jarrett, okay?
Valerie Jarrett. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's what got Roseanne kicked off of Twitter.
Choose these devils like Reverend Al, vitamin B deficient Sharpton, okay? Benjamin Crump, okay? Every time there is a Black kid that's killed, there's Benjamin Crump collecting a check from the Boulets. So the Boulets were responsible, Mom, for the creation of Planned Parenthood with this woman, Margaret Sanger.
Well, yeah.
Now, Planned Parenthood began as the Birth Control League going back to 1916. Then, 13 years later...
which was, of course, an affront to Marcus Garvey's Forced Pregnancy League.
They became Planned Parenthood. Now, 75% of their clinics is in Black and Latino neighborhoods.
That's because a lot of the white neighborhoods don't need obstetrician gynecology services for prenatal and postnatal care for women, or they can get their own birth control and the like. So it's a place. It's like check cashing places.
That's not by
you go where the need is.
By accident. So
yes, it is the Boulets are the creme de la creme of the creme brulee.
Understand what's going on in the foreground today. We have to first understand what went on in the historical.
Oh, understand, understand. Huh? Those are good. What are the words?
Background. So the Boule Secret Society.
I need to know where this is going. I would have bailed out of this a while back.
Has no interest.
None.
Of protecting their own people. Okay.
Well, they consider the other Boule members their own people, right? Oh, you mean Black people? Okay.
Their objective is to protect their slave masters. Okay.
Okay.
And so now the Boule. Go ahead, Mom.
Yeah. Hold on a minute. The Rockefellers. Yeah, right.
Yes, ma'am.
Now let me get involved here.
Yes, ma'am.
Because biblically, this is very biblical.
Oh, it's very biblical. There's a lot of bibbity bobbity biblical.
Ha
ha. How?
You see?
Yeah.
And where it comes
wars and rumors of wars
from, it's very similar, I should say, to the Jewish story, which is in the Old.
When Boule was in Hoover's land, let my Boule go.
Testament, and it's in Exodus.
Sorry, one of you has
an echo. It's a biblical echo, though. He's in the canyon of our Lord. When you're walking through the valley of death, you should fear no evil nor no echo, because it's obviously going to happen.
Mom's playing back on your speakers.
Huh?
Did one of you turn your speakers up? Because I can hear
Yeah, she's got headphones on. It's not her fault.
you repeating.
I don't have no speakers.
Larry?
Did you turn
Larry?
Yeah,
the
I'm
speaker
good.
up?
Yep, everything's up.
Go ahead and talk, Mom.
It's the devil trying to fuck with me.
Yes, that's what it is. It couldn't possibly be a mix minus loop.
Yeah. So you can hear me good, Mom?
Yeah, but you're echoing.
No, you're echoing. God damn it. I'm not going to troubleshoot this.
Echoing?
Yeah, one of you has
Turn
it
your
playing back.
speaker down.
She's echoing on your thing. Larry.
I don't have a speaker. Turn your speaker down, Larry.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Roseanne. No, she knows what's up.
Okay. Now
That's her son, the other son.
in Exodus, what it says is there's certain kind of Jewish people which God told Moses, leave them there.
Right.
And Moses said, no, we want to bring bring them all. And God says, nah, they don't want to go anyways. How it was 80.
Hi, asshole. That's actually the opposite of what he's actually saying. You're basically defending what would effectively be the Boule society of Jews in Exodus. You can't, you see, that's not, you might want to, that's back, all right.
85%, well, it's like 80% of the Jewish slaves, it wasn't just Jews too, it was the slave class, the entire slave class. 80% of them didn't want to go. They were more than happy to stay there in Egypt. But it was something like 15% of them wanted to go. And 3% of those.
Yeah, but this was a Rasmussen poll, so I don't know how much stock I would put in it.
They didn't want to go, but they went as spies for Egypt.
Yes. Wow. See?
And they're the ones who gathered up all the stuff and made the golden calf, to kind of get them busted.
And nothing
And they
has
were the black magicians of Egypt. And they volunteered to go with the slaves that walked out of slavery. That was 12 tribes, 12 different tribes walked out of slavery. And they chose to go with them, and they went behind them, and as they left,
they snuck up on them, and then they would tap them on one shoulder. When they looked the other way, they would enter the promised land before them. It was so rude.
Slavery, they got them on the
It's the worst masterclass ever.
weakest flanks. They destroyed their children and their old people. And they did it all the way through. And that's why they wandered for 40 years in the desert, because they weren't going to let any of them in till they were all died out. But they were...
See, a lot of us thought that was actually the prophecy and that they were supposed to do that. But it turns out somebody was fucking with them for 40 years.
Called the Arab...
I think you saw Exodus at Auschwitz. I saw Raven, Exodus, and Slayer at the Aragon Ballroom in Chicago in one show, and I will never forget the sound of them mopping up. They were using a push broom to clean up blood and spilled beer after two dudes in the mosh pit hit heads together, cracked their skulls, and it was it was gross. It was a huge spray of blood, and they had to clear the floor. And this true story. And I was I'm with my buddies up in the back at the top, and there's a guy with a push broom on the floor just going, shh, shh, pushing the blood out of the way. Christ, I was like, yeah, I'm not mosh pitting tonight. Thank you.
Rav, and
you're canceling your free trial of Masterclass.
They're still alive today. The Arab Rav. That they get paid for killing a whole bunch of Jews, getting a whole bunch of their own people killed. That's how they enrich their self. So it's very biblical, and it's the same story, sort of.
It's the same.
It's almost like fart sniffing lunatics of all kinds all make up similar stories based on similar paranoid synapses inside the human brain. Yeah.
Story, Mom, because the Boules, they don't protect their own people. Case in point.
No, they protect the bad Jews that don't protect their people. The Rockefellers, right?
Oprah Winfrey's girlfriend, Gail Stale King.
Ouch.
Right after Kobe's death, instead of Gail King protecting the legacy of Kobe Bryant, she trashes Kobe Bryant's legacy. She interviewed a close friend of the late Kobe Bryant, former WNBA player Lisa Leslie.
I saw
and
that.
Gail King was coming out saying about his rape case. The man was barely cold in the ground. But she didn't ask Kobe that when the man was alive. Did she ask?
But that's how all the news folks are. They have to do that. I mean, if they don't do that.
Yeah, well, yeah, they do have to do it because she's one of the Boule. And, of course, you have to be a man to be a Boule, but don't let that...
They won't have a...
Fucking hell. All right, we'll do another needle drop of Roseanne sometime in the next 2 days from this because, I mean, it just goes on for friggin' ever. Look at that. It's 118 minutes of this bullshit. If they start quoting Blazing Saddles, I'm out of here. Oh, God. Yeah, I don't know what the hell